What's happening, people? Welcome to No Ball, a UK Chicago Bulls podcast. I am so excited to be back. Had a great start to being back, had a few technical issues. We are live on YouTube. There is a slight delay. If you jump in on the comments, we will get them. We're about 20 seconds. The comments are about 20 seconds behind, so you just have to bear with me. I was hoping to have all really cool graphics and stuff and the intro and all that set up. It just didn't happen. But we're here. That's the main thing. I am so excited to get back into this. It's been far too long. I don't think I've recorded an episode since November. So I'm really happy to be back after Chicago and Christmas and Paris. It's been a bit hectic. So now Chicago and Paris are out the way. It's left a bit of a void. So I'm looking forward to really getting back into this. My guest, if you haven't seen it on the socials, you'll see him sat there. He's a content creator for Soraya, which we'll get into in a bit because I was not familiar with it. Yeah. So we're going to get into all that. It sounds quite interesting. Florian, thank you for joining me, man. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm fine. What about you, man?
Yeah, I'm really good. You got in touch with me last week, I think, when I mentioned about the podcast, or
Yeah.
I think it was even before I mentioned
Yeah,
bringing
it was
back
before.
next
It was
week.
before. Yeah.
Saying about you'd been to Paris and stuff, and it'd be great to come on. And I was just, yes, absolutely. We've got to get you on to talk about this because it sounds like you had an incredible time, which we'll get into.
Oh
But
man, I had.
yeah, we're gonna get into all this. I'm looking forward to hearing about this trip because Florian had a hell of a time. But let's start with you are obviously ultimately a football fan, or soccer if you like. You're a football fan
Yeah,
ultimately. So
football.
what got you into the NBA?
I think it was 2016, and I think the player, maybe you can see in here, was Joel Embiid, my favorite player. Not all time. All time, it's of course Allen Iverson, the great Allen Iverson. But I think it was his second or third season, and there was a live stream on YouTube, I think. Just randomly, I watched it where someone showed the game Philadelphia 76ers. I think it was against the Suns. And yeah, I started watching the game and I thought, like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I still watch football more than basketball. But after that, it was a time with the 2016 draft. And this really got me. So I started watching basketball more than football for like 1 or 2 years. Yeah, that's what got me into basketball. But also, of course, the great Allen Iverson, those edits about him, about Joel Embiid. And the funny thing is that 2016 and 17, the Philadelphia 76ers weren't a good team. I think
No.
they weren't like bottom of the league. I think so
Yeah.
because they drafted Brent Simmons then. And yeah, I still fell in love with them. And also this guy in the back, Will Smith, was also a reason because, yeah, you know him, the Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, of course.
Yeah, from Philly. So
Yeah.
it was also a reason. Yeah, that's the reason I love Philadelphia. I also watch sometimes football, and there's also the Philadelphia Eagles. I support every Philadelphia team. So
Oh wow, you're fully bought into the
yeah, I'm a Philly
Philadelphia.
boy. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That's same with me with Chicago, I guess. I'm not into American football, the NFL at all, but I've still got a Bears jersey and stuff, and
Yeah, that's cool, man.
same with the hockey. I got Chicago Blackhawks and stuff. So yeah, I'm all in with Chicago sports. So that's awesome that you bought into the city as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
you had some tough times
Yeah, we really
as a
had, man.
Philly fan.
Yeah,
You
and
you come in
also
at a terrible time by the sounds of it.
Ben Simmons. I mean, he's playing for the Nets right now, and he
Yeah,
was like 1 year just chilling on a bench. And to be fair, he was one of my favorite players, but I don't like him anymore.
no,
Just the mentality, and I don't care about players leaving, but it's just the way you leave. You know what I mean?
I
You
absolutely
cannot leave like that, man. We all loved
no.
him at Philly, but I think nobody likes him at Philly anymore. And I can't even imagine what happens if there will be a final in like 1 or 2 years, Philly against the Nets? I don't think it's gonna happen, but if Simmons then misses the last shot, this guy is gonna end his career. I think so.
You say misses the last shot like
Yeah,
he's actually going to take a shot.
yeah. He won't. No, 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 he won't. He won't take a shot.
Oh dear, that's my Ben Simmons hate out the way. I
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I think he's a very underrated player.
Yeah, he was.
Um,
He was, yeah.
and it was a shame how it ended. But yeah, that sucks. Sorry, guys. I'm just strolling over to the screen to try and check the comments.
And I also think he is like only 26 or 27. So
He's still young.
he has his whole career, but he ruined it himself.
I have to be honest. I think, yeah, I got the comments now. Sorry, guys. I think Brooklyn won that trade. I'm sorry to say that, but I do think Brooklyn won that trade. We'll see how it pans out, but
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But Florian, you're based in Germany. For those that don't know, how? Let's talk about this Paris trip because it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago tomorrow was the game. We're recording on a Wednesday night.
Oh yeah.
How did this trip come about for you?
Yeah, we had a partner, and the name is Soria, and they invited us to the game with nice access to seats. I think we were in the seat row 3 or 4, almost on the pitch. Very, very nice seats. And we also had like one day where we met Gerard Piqué. You know Gerard Piqué?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Ex-Barcelona player.
Yeah. We met him in the Sorare office and also talked a little bit with him. Very, very cool guy. Really, this guy is humble. Really, really humble. He talked to me like we were just friends from school.
Yeah.
He was, hey, what's up, man? He was very, very sick. And yeah, we were there in the office one day before, and we also went there on, I think, Tuesday with the Thalys train. It was like 4 hours until Paris. And yeah, we had the cocktail party on Wednesday. It was. There were like Killian Hayes, also a player from the Bulls, but I forgot his name. I think a Serbian player or something like that. I missed the name.
What, a basketball player or?
Yeah, a basketball player, Serbia or something like that, but I can't remember the name. And also Adam Silver was there.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you might know him.
Yes, we've heard of Adam Silver, yeah.
And also some players from the Detroit Pistons and the Bulls. Not the star players, but just some role players. And yeah, Killian Hayes, one of the rising stars, I would say, from the Detroit Pistons. Yeah.
Yes, and French as well. From
and French
heritage, yeah. You got a lot of cheers on the game day. It was a weird atmosphere. Was that your first ever NBA game? Live game? It was.
It was.
So I'm going to brag on about this for the coming weeks, months, years, probably for the rest of my life, about Chicago. We spoke about it before we started recording. So when I went to Chicago in December, it was crazy. The atmosphere was insane. Everything about it was absolutely crazy. But that the Paris game was my first global games event, and
that's cool.
I found the atmosphere was really strange, and I guess it's because where it's a global games, you get fans from all different teams come in. It's not just the fans of the two teams playing, so probably yourself included, right? So I guess, and it's a complete guess, maybe 40%, probably less, were Bulls or Pistons fans.
I think less.
I think less too.
Yeah.
So the atmosphere was really strange. It was really quiet throughout a lot of the plays. I know it wasn't the best game. It was a complete blowout, which was great for us Bulls fans. And it makes a nice change for us to win in that manner. But I felt for Killian Hayes because he had an absolute stinker, and it happens to the best of players. For it to happen to him in Paris of all places, apparently it was the first time his grandmother actually seen him play a professional NBA game.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you had to feel sorry for the guy. It's just Yeah, yeah, he had a stinker, bless him.
Yeah, he really had, but he's still a very, very talented player.
Oh, 100%,
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I think he can play for the next 1 or 2 years there, and then he can go for a cool trade and play.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is. Was he a rookie last year? I think this
Yeah,
might be his second
yeah,
year.
second year.
Yeah.
Yeah, second year.
So yeah, okay. But yeah, I thought the atmosphere was a bit flat, which was a real shame. Don't get me wrong, it didn't. It
Yeah,
didn't.
I think so too.
Yeah, it didn't affect the experience. It was still awesome. But so what happened to you after the game? You watched the game, saw an amazing Bulls win. Didn't turn you into a Bulls fan, sadly, but
No, no, no. But yeah, we had a nice after show party after that, and I've met the first Afro-American player to play and win the NBA, and his name is Earl Lloyd. I not met him as a person, but I met his son, who has his ring with him, and he talked about his father with me and about basketball. He also played basketball, but not professional, just college.
right.
And yeah, it was really, really, really cool. There were also like some players. Killian Hayes was also on the after show party, and some Detroit Pistons and Bulls young players, just like those 20, 21 years old, after show parties and stuff.
Sure. Now I'm going to shout out my guy Easy, who's in the chats. I think he's with us. Easy's coming on real soon as well. I'm looking forward to getting him on. He's a French Chicago Bulls fan. Lives in Paris. Living the dream. We managed to hook up when I was over there, which was brilliant. Um, Easy can get into most places, I think, from what I hear about him. But even he couldn't get into this after show party. And it wasn't for the not of trying either. He tried, and he offered to get me and my girlfriend in as well, but he couldn't get nowhere near it. The security were on high alert, so
Yeah, it was hard. It
you
was really,
somehow
really hard.
wangled it. So yeah, I had not heard of Earl Lloyd, so excuse my ignorance, anyone out there, but I have since googled him, and yeah, like Florian said, he was the first African American basketball player in the NBA. He was also the first to win a championship, I believe,
Yeah,
with the Syracuse Nationals. That was in 1955. He was with those guys. No, I think that was when they won the championship. He was there from 1952 to 58. So maybe he won the championship in 55. So yeah, Florian met his son who had his ring, that's just really cool. That
it
is
is.
really cool.
Yeah, yeah. And it was also an accident because I just wanted to do a nice picture um, from the NBA. That was just an NBA, like, and you can stand there. And he was like, "Hey, I have got a ring. Come with me. Do a picture with me." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And he also talked to me the whole evening. He was also like, "Yeah, my guy." He was really, really chill.
Wow. Wow, that is so cool. Sorry guys, I'm just on here because I'm not sure the comments are loading up, so just bear with me. We have had these technical issues. You really did have a hell of a time.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. It was really, really sick. So there was also I've got you're into football a little bit or not that much?
What, soccer football or
Yeah.
American football? Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, I
mean
am. Yeah.
football. Yeah. Just
Yes.
1 second. I'm gonna show you something.
Oh, okay. This is interesting.
I also got from Soraya, which I've talked about. This signed Jamal Musiala, you know him?
Ah, Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I signed Jamal Musiala shirt
Oh, wow.
from his first season in the Bundesliga.
So you got that while you were in Paris, or you got that?
Yeah, I've got it from Soraya, the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was a gift.
Right. That wow, that's led you to a lot of things.
Yeah, that's actually very, very cool.
Have you got any other NBA events lined up? Have you got any planned visits to the States or?
Yeah, of course, I need to go to Philly.
Yeah.
I really need to go there also because basketball, I want to go. I want to do the same as Rocky Balboa. You know what I mean?
Run up the stairs.
Oh yeah, and yeah, just eat a Philadelphia cheesesteak. I would say so. That's like the most Philly thing ever. But
You got to do it, right?
yeah, I want to get in touch with my Philly side, you know.
Yeah. Have you sort of interacted with a lot of sorry, have you interacted with a lot of Philly fans on Twitter and stuff or
Not that. To be fair, I don't know any Philly fan instead of me.
okay.
But yeah, I also have a lot of contact to the German NBA guys, so not that much from UK or USA. But yeah, a friend of mine is a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Right.
Yeah, where Ben Simmons plays, so we're
Of course.
kind of enemies. But yeah, not that much. But I think I have to give a follow to some Philly guys because I need some Philly friends.
Right, I'm going to hook you up with a couple of British guys who are big Philly fans.
You know
So,
some Philly
yeah, I
friends?
know a couple, yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
So we're gonna, yeah, I'll hook you up with those guys. One of them is Shugs. Runs he does sort of clothing stuff called the Green Release. Does some really cool
Really?
stuff actually. Yeah,
Oh,
really cool stuff.
I need to talk to this guy.
He's done. I've got it here. He designed this tee, which is going to be a giveaway because I bought two of them. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me open the screen so I can see what I'm showing. So that's on the front. It says, embrace your difference, own your weird, love yourself.
That's
and then
cool.
the back is, be like Mike, crossed out, be like Dennis.
I need one of that too.
Dennis Rodman. So these were pre-order only. I bought two of them because that one's going to a giveaway. But I believe he did have some spares. So after this, I'm going to hook you guys up. He's also got another one coming out, which are you aware of the Beatles, the famous Beatles picture where they're walking across the crossing?
Yeah.
So he's got one of those. He dropped it I dropped it a while ago, but I only saw it today, I think.
Okay.
And they're going to be on pre-order, I believe, Friday. So, but yeah, he's a big Philly fan as well. So I'll hook you guys up.
Good guy.
And Ben, who runs the 76ers UK account as well. So I'll link you up with those guys.
That would be great, man.
There's more as well. I'm missing somebody. My mind's gone a complete blank. Complete blank. Yeah, there's a few anyway. So we can hook you up with those guys. So yeah, a meeting in Philly is definitely on the cards then. A trip to Philly.
Oh yeah, really. I mean, it's like a Philly thing. You can see it in the background. Embiid and Smith. I'm full into that since. Okay, I would say basketball 2016, but the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that was like 2012, 13. I watched it. I mean, everyone watched it. I think you have watched it as well.
Maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was a big part of my life back in the day.
Yeah, you also watched a new series. There's also like a new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No.
Yeah, it's a series on, I don't know, how is it called? I think WoW or Paramount Plus or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's also just one episode, but there is another like Will Smith. He's not that cool, but the series it's okay. So
yeah, I'm funny about things that are remade. I think certain shows they should just be left. They don't need to be redone, right?
Yeah, I can name you a lot of those shows. You know Magnum PI.
Yes.
You know Magnum PI.
Oh, I'm not. I am aware of it, but I didn't watch it. No.
Yeah, there are also some shows like Magnum PI or MacGyver that should be in the 80s.
Let's talk about Soraya.
Yeah, I love Soraya.
So, for someone like me who was completely unaware, what is Soraya?
Okay, Soraya is a fantasy football, fantasy also MLB. You're watching MLB?
I don't really watch it. I would class myself as a Chicago Cubs fan just because I've bought into the Chicago thing. But I can't say I've really watched it. No. Yeah. I'm actually supposed to be going to the MLB London game in June.
Okay.
Saturday, June the 25th. They're on Saturday and a Sunday, and it's the Chicago Cubs. That's cool. I bought tickets for me and my friend. My friend's really into cricket. He's never watched baseball either. And he said, we were in London and we saw it advertised, and he said, I'd be up for that. So I bought tickets for me and him. Forgot to mention it to my girlfriend. And I was in the pub Christmas Eve, and one of my friends said to me, "You do know that that Cubs game is the same day as so and so's wedding, right?" And I was like,
Oh
"No."
no.
And he said, "What? She didn't tell you?" I was like, "I haven't told her I've got the ticket." I think it's just stayed connected.
Yeah.
I am so sorry, guys. The internet just completely dropped out. I think it was my end.
Yeah, the people could see me still.
Oh, it was completely my end then. So sorry about that, guys.
But my camera is doing
it's been
some
a it's been a
weird thing.
terrible first night back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, can you see me?
Yes, we've got you. So, I'm so sorry about that, Florian. So yeah, you
It's
started to
cool.
tell us about sorry.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. We talked about the MLB and that you didn't talk to your girl.
Yes, about the
And
wedding.
yeah, so Sorare is like you can line up 5 players, and it's a crypto game. It's like an NFT based game, and you can line up 5 players. You have football like the goalie, defender, midfielder, forward, and also one extra player. Like you can choose whatever you want. Then we have NBA. I'm playing mostly NBA. I'm more of a football fan, but I'm still playing more NBA because it's way cooler. Um, I mean, you can go for betting and that stuff, but I don't like betting. To be fair, I'm not. I hate betting, but
Yeah.
you have with Sorare still like a betting effect because it's kind of a gamble, but it isn't. You know what I mean? So you buy players like I invested 120 euro. Um, my team is Jeremy Sochan, Sims from the Knicks. You
Yep.
maybe you maybe
Oh,
know
hold
him.
up. You said Knicks. We got a boo. Boo.
Boo. The Knicks. Then I also have Keldon Johnson from the Spurs. My man Jeremy Sochan from the
Yep.
Spurs, and Afdija from the Detroit Pistons. So
Okay.
that's my team. And then you always have like if your player scores a 30 in game, he has 30 points just for that. But also there's every time 1 point for rebounds, for assist, and 3 points for steal. So after like those 3 or 2 games, there's always like 2 game weeks from Monday then to Wednesday, and also from Friday to Sunday. So there's also like 2 prizes you can get.
Right.
That's the gamble, and I've got a 25 euro card. I can't remember. I think his name is Achua from the Raptors. I think
Yeah.
I got him as a reward. So 25 euros back from 120. That's kind of a thing. So basically, you can play limited, which is like the lowest, then limited, rare, super rare, and then unique. Those are the ranks you can play. And also, like limited is the lowest. You cannot just go for like 25 euro players, but at rare and super rare, you can earn rewards like 500 euro just for one, like 3 days. You know what I mean? And that's the
Okay.
gamble. That's really cool, and also they are really nice to their content creators. As you can see it here, I was in Paris, so
So
yeah,
that was all a complete freebie from your guys, right?
yeah. I mean, I was not invited personally. My friend was, and he could like choose one,
Right.
and
Yeah.
but they knew me, so I was their guy. You know what I mean? They don't directly, but they did. You know, and my friend was like, yeah, I would go for him either, so that's cool.
Wow. Wow, they've definitely looked after you, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look into this then because yeah,
yeah, I can teach you, man. I
I've
can
never
teach you.
heard of it. So yeah, I'll invest a bit of time into that and yeah, do a bit of research. But it sounds pretty cool.
It is really, man. So I've stopped a lot of people from gambling. There were like, I would say maybe like 100 or 200 people. I got into that game, and they were all like, "Oh man, 100 euro on the Bulls against the Knicks or something like that." and I don't like that. I don't like that. So I said,
Neither do I, because we lost to the Knicks.
just
Boo.
just play Sorare. You can go with those 100 or 150, and you can play every week. And it's also like more fun to watch a game if you have a player like also on fantasy or something like that. But that's the aspect. You still give a little bit of money, but it's not the same gamble as every week 100, 200, and it gets more and more and more. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, I know,
So,
yeah,
and
yeah,
as you get
absolutely.
rewards in Sorare, you can you don't have to spend money every time. I spent like 1 or 2 times just in 6 months. So I'm
Oh,
playing
okay.
I'm playing football and the NBA. So it's cool. I love it.
So it's not like you're just constantly plowing
No,
money
no, no,
into
no,
it.
no.
It's
And you
no.
can also play it free to play. It's very hard to earn those rewards then, but you can do it. So basically it is free to play. But I
Right.
would say like you have to invest 100 to football and yeah, 120 or 30 to NBA. It's much, but it's better than those gambling. Yeah,
Yeah, of
fully,
course. Yeah.
fully.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna look into that. It sounds pretty cool. So maybe I don't know if anyone in the if it is I don't is it big in the UK? Do you know or
I think so, to be fair. I don't know. Do you know John Ellis? Maybe
no?
you don't know him. He's also big in Sorare. I think he's also from the UK. He has also like 250K followers on YouTube, I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you do a lot of YouTube videos with it as well then?
Yeah, I've done a video with him in Paris, and we did a crossbar kind of challenge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was better than me, but I talked to him before, and we were like cool with each other. But then we spent a cool time. Also, there were some YouTubers from Germany. I think his name, so I don't know every name from them, but they also all have like 800K, 900,
Oh wow.
1.5 million. So really, really big guys. So yeah, that
I
was
I'm not a fan of the term influencer.
yeah,
I
yeah,
hate that terminology. I like content creator, that's fine. That's what you do. You're creating content, right?
yeah,
And
same.
fair play. There's money to be earned doing it. Absolutely fair play to anyone that's doing it. But
Yeah,
I hate the term influencer. That just it doesn't sit well
yeah,
with me, that term. Content creator is that I can get on board with that. That's how I would describe
yeah.
people that do that sort of stuff. It's
Content
completely
creator is like the humble word for that. So influencer is like kind of arrogant maybe, and content creator is just chill. You're creating
yeah.
content. That's what you do.
I'm glad because when I asked you before we started recording, how do you want me to introduce you? You said, firstly, however you like.
Yeah,
And I asked you to give you a clue, and you went with content creator. So
yeah,
I was more than happy with that. If you had
yeah.
said influencer, I would have done it out of respect, but I would have struggled. It just doesn't sit
Nah,
well with me. I don't like that terminology, but I
yeah.
understand, the world we're living in. But did you? I went to NBA House in Paris, and the first day I went was on the Thursday to very, very briefly meet Joakim Noah.
Oh yeah,
Were you there for that? Because there was a lot of content creators in the building for that, and they sort of got early access.
yeah. We should have been there, but I don't know why we didn't went there. On our it was our plan to be there, but there was also Gerard Piqué.
Oh, of
And
course.
we also did a lot of content there, so I don't know why we didn't get there, but it was on our schedule to be there.
Right.
And I also wanted to meet him, to be fair,
He's
because
the
I think
coolest dude.
I think Joachim Noah is very, very sick, and he was also on the cocktail party.
Oh, really?
I didn't mean him with the Serbian one, but he was there. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He
was
is
there.
honestly the coolest guy. So I was so fortunate. I met him in Chicago.
He's cool. Defensive Player of the Year 2014.
Unbelievable,
14.
yeah, and
Yeah.
an amazing player, but as such, like legit, such a nice guy.
He signed your jersey, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I met him in Chicago. Very well. I was I was going through the tunnels. Someone hooked me up, and they were taking me up in the elevator to the shop to
Yeah.
pick up the net behind me. That's a game use net.
Oh,
So they were taking me up to the shop to pick up this net that I wanted, and
yeah.
As we were walking through the tunnel, Joakim Noah had just got into the lift, and I freaked out, completely freaked out. I was like, "Holy, it's Joakim Noah!" And the guy I was with, I don't want to name drop him, but he sort of said, "Look, don't worry. I know Joe really well. He's a family friend. It's just calm down." I called him, and I saw this massive hand sort of stop the door, and he opened the door back up, and he come out, and he was like, "Oh, Joe, this is Jimmy. He's come over from the UK, blah blah blah." And he just come in for the hug, like wrapped himself around me, the giant that he is. I'm only like 5'8.5", so he like up here. And I had that jersey with me, which I was just trying to get as many Bulls fans to sign. Yeah. And I was like, "Joe, please, can you sign my jersey?" And he's like, "Of course, no problem." And then we had photos and stuff, and it was just like, it was
little fanboy moment.
Massively. And I wasn't even watching the NBA when he was playing. Yeah. But I love the man. I've seen a lot of YouTube clips and stuff, so I get it. But
yeah, same.
I love Joakim, and I've never freaked out like that about meeting anyone before. But I didn't have. I've got my. It's not actually in here. It's in the other room. I've got my red Joakim Noah jersey, which I didn't have with me at the time. So when I heard he was in Paris, I said to my girlfriend, "Look, can we just quickly swing by NBA House and quickly get my jersey signed?" And she was like, "Yep, that's fine." And we got in there. It was like they were about 25 minutes late opening up to what they were supposed to be. And I think it was because whatever Joe was doing inside overran a bit, and with all the content creators and stuff. So we've got in there, and I was expecting there would be a bit of a queue of people, and then I'd meet him. And it was just chaos in there. Yeah. And it was all roped off. But there was all these content creators inside the roping, and they were taking it in turns to go and speak to Joe, and they were doing like really brief interviews with him, and sort of just to get voice clips and stuff like that. And I thought, it'd be our turn in a minute, and it never was. The security come and got him to usher him out. Obviously, he had to go and get ready for the game, and I quickly spotted which way he was going to be leaving. Managed to sort of worm my way in, and I've just basically kind of thrown my jersey at him and said, "Joe, please, can you sign my jersey?" And he just literally stopped all the security, and he went, "Yeah, of course, man, no problem." And I was like, "I'm the guy that I met you last month in Chicago." And he was like, "Oh yeah, how you doing?" So we had a really quick chat, but yeah, he signed my jersey, which was really cool of him, because he didn't have to do that. He was obviously they were rushing him off to get him away. So shout out Joakim Noah. Also shout out Matt Peck from CHGO Bulls. You may not be aware of them. They do a podcast in America. And Matt Peck is the biggest Joakim Noah fan. And he was in Paris as well. And he got to meet Joakim Noah in Paris last week, which was the coolest thing. So if you get on Twitter or on YouTube and search CHGO, because like when they talk about it back at their Airbnb where they were recording, Matt literally is crying tears of joy. It's a beautiful thing.
I can relate to that.
I was so glad that Matt got to meet him. Absolutely. But yeah, Joakim Noah is the most awesome guy I've probably ever met, to be fair. He's such a cool guy.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool, man.
He's such a cool guy.
I didn't met a lot of NBA players at the moment, just a lot of football players, Eric Abidal, maybe you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've went to him with in the Real Madrid VIP lounge last year. It was Real Madrid against Manchester City, the semi-final. You maybe know it. Last game it was a cool game. And I was there in the VIP lounge with Eric Abidal, and there was also Luis Figo.
Wow.
You should also know him, maybe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know him. And I had some nice experience, to be fair. Back in those days, it was just football, but I hope in the future it's going to be a lot of NBA stuff. I mean, if you saw my Twitter, I'm posting a lot of tweets about the NBA.
Well, I only started following you when you contacted me about being on here, so I'm glad this has brought us together. I'm looking forward to following the journey, man.
Same, and there's also you need to know that I'm from Germany, and you know that our time schedule is very. You know what I want to say? Yeah. And it's like 3 or 4 in the morning when the games are there. And I'm always on Twitter. I'm like this, oh my God, my guy Sims just made a rebound, and I'm very active there, to be fair. So
do you watch the games live then?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, wow. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, but the Philly games are always like 1 or 2 in the morning, and sometimes it's cool. I mean, I'm studying,
Right.
but at the moment I have like I think 2 months free until the next semester is gonna start. So the next 2 months there will be just content creating. I have 5 reels for the next days. I'm fully into that. So just NBA reels also
Okay.
because technically I'm a FIFA. You know FIFA. I'm
Yeah.
technically I'm a FIFA content creator, but I'm doing that stuff just on the page of my esport team.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm on the one side I'm in an esport team of FIFA as a content creator because I'm not that good at playing. I just can't talk. And on the other side, I'm like in Sorare and Sorare NBA content creator, and also the official Sorare account of Sorare NBA is following me, and they always retweet me. So it gets me good followers. I think I made like 500 or 600 followers on Twitter in the last 1 week or two.
Oh wow. Okay, that's really cool.
So I'm going up a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you play 2K as well, or just
Yeah,
FIFA?
yeah. I play just I don't know if I can say it here, but I'm not playing FIFA at the moment.
You're not just 2K.
Yeah,
So I've got 2K. I've bought the last three 2Ks the last 3 years,
yeah,
and I buy them with good intention of playing and getting good. And I set aside a night when I first get it, and I play it for like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm like, I just cannot. I am so bad.
yeah.
I'm terrible.
I'm okay. I'm just doing I'm playing always alone. Those five sides, and I'm always going for my 5 side. I'm gonna ask you what your 5 side would be. I'm always
Okay.
going for Allen Iverson,
Yep.
Shaquille O'Neal,
Yep. He's in mine.
yeah, Trey Young.
Ooh. Okay.
I like it. I mean, as a Philly fan, maybe I should hate him, but
I should probably like him because Knicks
yeah,
fans,
because
Knicks
the Knicks,
boo, Knicks
yeah,
hate
yeah,
him.
yeah.
I should like him, but
But
yeah,
I
I'm not
think,
keen.
but I think Trey Young is cool. I like it because everyone hates him and he doesn't give a shit. You know what I
He
mean?
doesn't care.
Yeah,
No.
and that I love it. I love it, man. I really love
Yeah.
it. I have to appreciate that.
I forget who they were playing because he does the ice tray, doesn't he? When he
Yeah, I know
celebrates.
what you
I
mean.
forget who they were playing last
I'm
week, but
thinking,
he was terrible. He couldn't make a shot.
yeah,
And there was a fan, I think, wasn't there, going like this to
yeah,
him.
yeah. I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean.
Yeah, that was quite funny. Okay, so sorry, you've got Shaq, Allen Iverson, Trey Young.
Yeah, and I also because it's like in 2K, a street game, I also would go for Embiid.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
understandable.
we have like two centers then, Embiid and
Shaq.
Shaq. But in my opinion, Embiid could also play on another position. He's
You can
not
play at
that.
the four,
He's not
perhaps.
that. He's not that just center. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shaquille is fully a center,
Oh
but
yeah,
we can
absolutely.
argue about Embiid. So basically, I would say he's also there, and then also one of my favorite players, and in my opinion, one of the most underrated players to exist, also from your team, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
100%. This guy, I think he was like 150 from the players back to his days who earned the money. He was very,
Oh yeah.
he
Have
wasn't
you
good
seen The
paid.
Last Dance on
Yeah,
Netflix? Yeah.
of
So
course.
yeah, I mean Jerry Reinsdorf did keep telling them not to sign the contract, but I get why he did. He had a
Yeah,
family to provide for and etc. But
yeah, of
uh,
course.
I I'm really uneasy with Scottie Pippen since his book release and all the publicity that he was doing. I just it ruined my childhood a bit. So I still love what Scotty did. Obviously, how can you not? He was vital for the
Yeah,
Bulls.
really.
Simple fact is Michael Jordan didn't win a championship without him. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true.
So my five would be, and I know this because I did it with the NBA UK fans podcast with Nathan Catum. So
Okay,
I'm trying to remember who I had now. Goodness me, I definitely had Shaq at the five. I had
that's my man.
who did I have at the Dennis Rodman, of course.
Yeah,
Um, I had Michael Jordan, obviously. Grant Hill, because I used to love Grant Hill. He used to
Oh
play for the
yeah,
Detroit
Grant Hill.
Pistons.
Yeah, I know him.
Who did I have at point? I think it was between two. See, I would have Kobe now. I think
Yeah,
I would. I don't. I know he's not a point guard. I would play position as basketball. I'm not sure how I would work it. I think I would have to have Kobe in. But I think at the time I had Muggsy Bogues at point guard. So I think I had Muggsy Bogues, um,
oh,
Grant
I
Hill.
missed one. I missed one player.
Go on,
The German one, Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't go with Dirk.
Yeah, I missed him. I missed him.
You're going big though with Dirk, Shaq, and
Yeah, yeah, of course, because it's like a street game. Those what I'm playing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you
Yeah,
need Allen
I'm going
Iverson, the
smaller.
little one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think I would have to have Kobe in, but I loved Grant Hill, so I'm not sure how I would do it.
Grant Hill was sick for the Pistons.
Yeah, injuries plagued him sadly. But yeah, he was one of my favorite players not to play for the Chicago Bulls. Probably my favorite player of all time not to play for Chicago Bulls. But I didn't realize I obviously love Kobe as well.
Yeah, I think we all do. Black
Yeah.
Mamba mentality, man. This guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also like that he said. I think he said someday, because of someone always trolling him. Oh, you got like 30 shots and you just did like 8 or 9. And he said, okay, but if I would just go for 10, then I will have like 3 points just. So this is the member mentality, and also Ben Simmons should listen to this. You know, I mean, if Ben Simmons, he has a lot of chances to go for that basket, and he was
Yeah.
like always. He's so slow.
I always refer it back to, and it's really sad to say at the moment, but Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball's just shooting form, everything was just terrible. And until he got injured, he was one of our best 3-point shooters in the team,
Yeah.
the Chicago Bulls, which has got Zach LaVine in. So if Lonzo can do it, I'm sure Ben Simmons can do it.
Yeah, safe. And Lonzo is the Werzer of the Ball brothers.
Yeah, wow.
I think LaMelo is very good.
You can't say that on here.
I think Lonzo Ball is the better player.
Absolutely, yeah. There you go.
Of course. Who's LaMelo?
No, LaMelo is unreal. I don't think anyone's going to take that away from him. To be fair, yeah, he's an unbelievable player.
Yeah, he is, man. But also, you said Zach LaVine. What do you think about him? In my opinion, Zach LaVine.
I don't know anymore with this team.
Yeah.
I can't speak my mind too much because I think I would upset too many people. I'm one of these people that always tries to stay positive on
I
Twitter
get what
and
you
stuff.
mean.
We've got our own little Twitter group chat, which is hosted by NBA UK fans, but it's got all the UK based team fan accounts in it, if that makes sense. Myself,
I know what you mean.
All the other teams, and I quite often have a little rant in there about how I really feel, because it's kind of like everyone's safe zone. Everyone can say stuff in there without it going too public, but it feels like you've said it at least.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I should probably say how I feel more, but
you should. I always do. I always say what I think. The most people hate me for that, but the people that love me really love me. So I don't give a damn. So
I think where I'm at is changes have to be made. They absolutely have to. I saw someone tweet this the other day. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mark Kay, the Aussie. If you had told me that the Bulls were now beating the good teams, Zach, DeMar, and Vooch were all playing together without injuries, and something else, I forget the other thing, nobody would have the Chicago Bulls in the position they're in.
Yeah, that's true.
Last year we couldn't beat the good teams, we could only beat the bad teams, and at this point last season we were second, but only just. We were first most of the season in the East. And just going into All-Star break, we were second because I remember it was Miami Heat because Spo got the coaching job for the All-Star game, and we'd hoped it was going to be Billy Donovan. And then we just fell off a cliff after the All-Star break. This season has been the complete opposite to last season, but we're beating
That's
the
true.
better teams until last
Yeah,
night. I don't know, man. Something's got to change. I think trades are needed. I don't want Caruso traded. Everyone knows how I feel about him. I think Zach or DeMar, potentially one of them guys needs to go. I think, and I know who I would rather it be.
I would take Zach.
um,
I would take him.
yeah, I think I don't know. Zach's decision making is terrible.
Yeah, it is, but he's still young, you know.
Yeah, I think DeMar is our best player by a mile, but he's going too selfish at times, and last night was a prime example. It wasn't working for him or Zach, and they were still trying to be the hero.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
problem. That's always the problem.
and you know, we built up a 19-point lead in the first quarter and part of the second quarter, and we were going through Vooch and just playing the ball round nicely. And then those two guys tried to play hero ball, and it doesn't work. They need to recognize what's working for the team,
Yeah,
and just continue to do that. Right, you're 19 points ahead against the Clippers, which has got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George both playing.
yeah,
Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, I think Billy Donovan's lost the dressing room personally.
yeah.
Um, but he has just signed a new contract, so are they going to get rid of him? I would say it's highly unlikely.
I don't think so.
I really don't know what the answer is. I just want our front office to do something. And if they get it wrong, they get it wrong. But just do something, because I would rather they did something and got it wrong now than just ride it out.
Yeah, just
Because this isn't working. Lonzo's not coming back anytime soon.
yeah,
He put out some videos a couple, like 2.5, 3 weeks ago, about him running on a treadmill and doing dunks and stuff in the gym, and everyone's going, "Oh my god!" And I'm the worst for it because I get really high and really low, and I'm
yeah.
up
I
here
know,
going,
I
"Oh my
know.
god, Lonzo's going to be back in after All-Star break. This is unbelievable. We're going to finish the season strong. We'll have a good run in the playoffs. I'm not saying we'll win the championship, but you know, maybe second round playoffs and have a good run at that." And then all of a sudden, Billy Donovan comes out this week and says, "No, Lonzo's nowhere near ready. We're still not sure what even the problem is. He's still getting pain in his knee. The doctors don't know what it is. The
Yeah,
scans are coming back with nothing." So
I know
I don't
that
know.
feeling.
They
I
just
know
got,
that
yeah,
feeling.
wow, yeah, with faults, right?
Yeah, with my man, this guy
And
here.
Embiid. But
Yeah,
what about with Markel Fultz? You had all problems with him as well, right?
yeah, yeah.
Similar sort of thing.
But you can't change it, you know.
I know,
So
it's just frustrating, man. They have to do something. They have to. I don't know what the answer is, but yeah,
yeah, that's
they
just the
can't
thing.
go on like this.
But
They can't go on like this.
we
But
had it in the playoffs, yes, last year. Also, I think it's always the knee or the shoulder from
yeah,
Embiid. He doesn't have like just one problem. He has two of them. You know what I mean? If the knee's not hurting, his shoulder or something like that. But in my opinion, what I can see is that he sometimes is playing with those injury. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't think he's fully fit anymore. I don't think he will ever be fully fit anymore, because there's also a player from football that's just like a comparison. You know, maybe Robin van Persie from
Yeah.
Arsenal. Yeah, he also said after his career that he played 7 years with a knee, not injury, but he always had something
He
like
used to have
that.
injections and stuff,
Yeah,
didn't he,
yeah,
in his knee? Yeah.
he did. And he said, guys, the last 7 years I played, I wasn't fully recovered.
Mm.
And that's one big problem with sports in common. Also in basketball.
Especially
Yeah,
basketball with the
especially
knee.
heart injuries. A lot of
Yeah.
heart injuries because they collapse often. Yeah.
Yeah. The knee's the worst one, it seems, I think, for basketball.
Yeah. Embiid,
God.
bro. He's an all-star
Yeah.
in my opinion. I think I can say it here. Last year, okay, the year before not, but last year Embiid deserved the MVP title. At least in one of those 2 years, he deserved that MVP title. The only problem he had was that big injury. So I
Well, he
think
certainly made a point against Jokic, didn't he, last week?
yeah, he was very good against him. He was. Yeah.
But yeah, until you talk about knees, it just straight away made me think about Derrick Rose. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Derrick Rose was, in my opinion, he could have gone for the last 4 or 5 years MVP if that injury wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because that guy, I mean, he played also like I think 2 or 3 years ago, or one a okay season. Um, Timberwolves or Knicks was it? I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, both. So he kind of had a bit of a bounce back with the Timberwolves, and then he went to
Yeah,
the
with the
Knicks,
Timberwolves. Yeah,
and now he's with the Knicks, and he was doing pretty good. He's just not playing at the moment.
yeah. But
He
I
needs to
love
be
that
somewhere.
guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that would have him back in Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
whether that
Safe man.
happens or not, whether that happens, we'll see. But
Safe. There are so a lot of edits always like I don't miss anything in life, and then always those recaps of Derrick Rose if that injury wasn't there and that stuff. But I think it's very very sick of him that he can still play.
oh,
A lot
absolutely,
of players would say like, ah, okay, I'm done with that. I'm gonna go for being a coach or recovery coach, something like that. But Derrick Rose really loves basket, so
yes,
I
yeah,
think
absolutely,
he could play for every team. Every team would love him because
yeah.
this guy is just awesome. And I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, and I'm getting emotional just talking about him. I would take him. He could be 45 or something like that. I don't care. I would take him.
I mean,
Also as a coach.
Joakim Noah is so passionate about he is absolutely convinced. Excuse me. He is absolutely convinced that if Derrick Rose doesn't get that injury, they win the championship that year.
Yeah, safe. I
Joakim
think so too.
Noah's convinced
Yeah.
by it. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we'll never know. But
I guess we'll never know.
what could have been, huh?
Yeah, but I think we all think the same about that. So
Well, yeah, I don't think the glory days are coming back to Chicago anytime soon. Sadly.
yeah, sadly, really sadly, because I like the Bulls. I mean, my second favorite team and my second favorite player kind of are the Grizzlies because of Ja Morant.
Ja Morant,
Yeah, I like
yes.
him. But after that, the Bulls, from the history, I think the Bulls are the most amazing team with the Lakers. I think we have to admit that.
Yes, I think Boston Celtics fans will
I don't
jump
like
in,
I don't
but
like the Celtics.
I'm with you.
I'm a Philly fan. You know that we
Yeah,
don't
of
like the
course.
Celtics, no?
Of course. No,
I
I
don't
get
like the
that.
Celtics.
I get that.
The only player I like from the Celtics and I really respect is Larry Bird.
Larry Bird,
I
yeah,
think
of
we all
course.
respect him. And at the moment, I really like Jason Tatum. I
He's a
don't,
great player, man. He's
I
a
don't,
great player.
I can't say this, but I like that guy. So
Yeah, he's a very, very good
no one
player.
should know.
No. Well, I might cut that bit out for you.
Yeah, you can, man.
Unfortunately, it's live on YouTube now, but if people are
Ah,
listening, I could cut that out.
nah, it's okay,
Um,
man.
I'm gonna do a giveaway, guys. I got so much cool stuff from Chicago. I kept promising about doing a giveaway. I've just not got round to it. I've been so busy, but there's going to be quite a few coming up. A lot of the stuff, like some of the stuff I got from Chicago. Um, I've bought a couple of bits as well, and yeah. So we're going to do a giveaway. So my first giveaway, I'm going to announce on Twitter. Haha, yeah. See, I've got one of those somewhere.
I've got that with me. My mind was like, you cannot let this on your seat.
If
Cannot.
anybody didn't see, Florian just held up like a small towel, which is Detroit Pistons, and it says Basketball de Detroit. And they were on every seat in the Accor Arena last Thursday for the Paris game because it was a Pistons game. I'm going to counter that with this one. So
That's better. That's
this
better.
is
I have to admit it.
Chicago Bulls version of the same size towel. This one's red and it's got the Bulls logo and it's got Fan Jam on it. So I got a bunch of those from Chicago. So with all my giveaways, I'm going to put one of those in as well. But my first giveaway,
Let's see.
and I and ahed on what the first one was going to be, but I've chosen this because I'm worried that these two might not be together for much longer. So I'm going to give away this T-shirt,
Whoa,
which is really cool.
that's really sick,
It's a
man.
size large. Yeah, it's a size large. I got given a couple of those. I've kept one for myself, obviously, because I'm selfish, and it's an awesome T-shirt.
Ah,
Um,
man, you're not selfish if you are gonna give away.
but
You're not selfish.
they were in arena giveaways, I believe, for one of the games. So that's going to be the first giveaway. I'm also going to include this really cool sticker, which I got in Paris of Benny the Bull.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
I've got a few of those as well, so I'm going to give a couple of those away. I think I've got one behind me on the Benny bench somewhere. You can't see
Oh,
because there's stupid chairs in the
that's
way.
cool, man. It's
So
just
I'm
cool.
gonna. They're the three things on giveaway number one: the Zach and Demarty, the fan jam towel, and the Benny the Ball sticker. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna announce that on Twitter and Instagram, but you will have to subscribe to this YouTube channel because I need to get the subscribers up, and hopefully I can eventually do lives directly through YouTube, so we don't have the horrible issues I've had tonight setting this up,
Yeah.
and it'll make life a lot easier. So yeah, that's the giveaway, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna talk so much more, I'm sure, about my Chicago trip and my Paris trip over the coming months. But it's great to get Florian on and hear his sort of story in Paris last week as well. He had an awesome time. So yeah, that was cool, man. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, man, too. I mean, it was kind of my idea to restart the podcast because I wrote you, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's really nice to talk to you, and I'm gonna give you my number. We need to talk a lot, I think so. And
absolutely.
also to those Philadelphia fans, yeah, I think
Yeah, I'm gonna hook you up with those guys for sure.
I need to go in a group chat with some same NBA players because in Germany it's not that, you know, not that I don't know what's the word, popular. Yeah, it's not
It's
that
not as
popular.
popular in Germany. It's not massively
Sadly,
over here. It's growing a lot over here.
but more than in Germany, I think. We have like Alba Berlin and Würzburg. Würzburg is also the team where the great Dirk played.
Okay.
And yeah, but people, I think our second most popular sport is handball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think this was the case. I'm not sure it still is. Basketball was the fastest growing played sport in the UK
Oh, that's nice.
last year, I believe. Not sure if that's still the case. I need to check that. But yeah, it's certainly growing over here. But yeah, yeah. We got an awesome little community as well over here of really cool guys. So yeah, I'm going to hook you up with some of them. We'll stay in touch. I'm going to end this, Florian, just so we get off the YouTube. But if you jump back in on the link, I'll start it back up and we can have a quick chat afterwards as well.
Safe.
But guys, thank you so much for watching this. I'm going to get all the audio edited out tonight. God knows what time I'm going to be up till doing that because it's going to be all in bits. But the podcast will be dropping in the middle of the night, so it'll be ready for your first thing tomorrow. I promise this is going to get a lot better with regards to just how smoothly it ran because I've had a bit of a disaster tonight. So I apologise to everyone and to Florian because
that's cool, man. It was nice.
Yeah, I appreciate you being so patient with me, man. But we're going to get these issues sorted, guys, ready for next week. I'm going to spend some time on it over the weekend and get it all in place. But thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy this week's games. Try not to get too stressed. It is what it is. I don't know what this team is anymore. I don't think anyone does. We'll just take it for what it is. And yeah, who knows? But try and enjoy the games anyway. But Florian, thank you again, man. And thank you, guys.
It was a pleasure.
Go Bulls.
Go Bulls.